Hello, welcome to Trek on the Side, the official podcast of UF Planets. The one podcast that may or may not get a jingle at one point, but we don't have one now. I am 3 of 7. Joining me this month is sort of a mini loudmouth, Solace, and Minnow Raydor.
I resent the word mini. I'm very much a big loudmouth.
You're a mini Kerry.
Oh no, don't say that. He wouldn't. Oh, he's going to love that.
What's with my last name always getting mispronounced?
Raydor.
Rador?
Please feel free to introduce yourselves.
Well, as Free mentioned, I am Solace. You probably heard me on some Youth Pack recordings before. But my first time on Trek on the Side. I'm very pleased to be here.
And I'm Minnow Raydor. First time as well. Been here for about 13, 14 years. I actually lose count myself, showing my age. I'm the Executive Officer of Recruitment for SPO, and again, pleased to be here.
Good. I'm going to constantly request gifts, but I know that the editor's not going to put them in.
I mean, I think
that won't stop me asking. And what else can I say? Minnow wanted to raise something with a different plan that we had, but we're not doing that in this one, so I'll let you raise your issue now.
Which one?
Something to do with uniforms.
Oh, don't put me on the spot with this one.
You brought it up.
Well, I was just thinking that for those, weeks that I've been planning, that it always bothered me that in the later seasons of Voyager, they never wore the first contact uniform. Now, I know that they said that it was due to production costs, and then in-universe reason was replicator energy was at a premium, but I always thought, couldn't you just feed the crew organic food grown or chop up logs from a planet and feed it into the replicator and get energy back?
That's one of those strange inconsistencies with Voyager. Like, they had unlimited shuttlecraft, but replicator energy was a premium at any given moment.
They didn't have unlimited shuttlecraft, though.
Well, they had 13, and they're supposed to have a complement of 4.
Well, laundry.
Well, that just gets cleaned, and that's different, really. It's not like...
Yeah, sonic cleaners.
Would it be recycled and then just reformed, brand new?
No, they'd have to use sonic cleaning. If they're rationing replicators, then it'd be sonic cleaning. But they were given the pattern through one of the transmissions, but because of rationing things, they didn't replicate them.
I think like you said, the in-universe explanation was energy, but I think you mentioned it, Minnow, as I think it's because all the uniforms they had made were still in use for the last season of DS9 and First Contact, if I recall.
Well, that's what I heard too. But then I sort of went on a little bit to think they made port quite a few times in episodes. It makes me wonder, did they fully connect to these ports and were able to draw power from these other places? Why couldn't they have just used the replicators then? You'd have to pay for it.
It's probably a fee for charging, right? At the way station.
Possibly.
Not saying it's a Tesla or anything.
Yeah, just plug in the Voyager at the docking station.
They had to mine certain minerals, didn't they, to get on board to provide power.
Yeah, at one point, B'Elanna had to make a dilithium refinery from the secondary impulse reactors or whatever it was because they didn't have one.
And it's not like it's the first time there have been in-universe explanations for uniform inconsistencies.
Yeah, I think Generations is the biggest one of that one.
Yeah, and it's I suppose you can sort of hand-wavium it as a rollout of uniforms. Not everyone's got the updated pattern yet, etc., etc.
It's probably just is really making sure everyone's uniform the same really important, especially if you're in the middle of the Delta Quadrant.
Yeah, that too. It's going to be a low priority.
Yeah, you'd want the energy to make critical components or make food and stuff when you...
Yeah, because who wants to eat Neelix's cooking every day?
Yeah.
Or recycling a pocket watch to get a pair of boots.
Come on, Voyager was falling to pieces, that made sense.
Also, it didn't actually happen.
Oh, true. Timeline was erased. Fake news.
I didn't have that information on hand, it's just because I happened to be watching it last night with food, so...
Okay. Well, do you feel like we've addressed your point?
Yeah, but I still don't feel any better about it.
That's fine. You're entitled to your opinion. Anyway, let's dive into the latest happenings in the Star Trek universe on Trek on the Side. the UF Planet's official podcast. Strange New World Season 3. The third season is set to premiere mid-2025. The season promises genre-bending episodes, including a murder mystery and a retro-futuristic adventure. Notably, the inclusion of a holodeck sparked discussions given its anachronistic presence in this timeline.
Wow. Big word.
That is a big word.
Hmm.
I'll have to track there retro-futuristic. I don't even know what that is.
Think about like what was it's like if you were in the 1950s and they had like a very idea of like in the future we'll have flying cars. That's retro future.
Oh, you mean like Fallout 4?
Kinda, not really. Like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Fallout 4 I'd say is retro-futuristic.
Yeah, it's kind of like that old style in the future.
Yeah, the Fallout universe imagines if the atom bomb had never been dropped and atom power was used to power things.
Also, I think if miniaturization failed, right? So everything was still the big stuff.
Yeah. They never got worked out microchips because they didn't need to.
I don't quite like the idea of a nuclear-powered gadget strapped to my wrist, mind you.
I mean, have you seen, I think it was last year's TED Talk, they had something called the Egg, which was like a little mini nuclear power pack.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's a commercial thing. They were showing off on TED. It was like you could buy them or you could pre-order them for like 3,000 euros. But they're supposed to like power your home for like 30 years. It's crazy.
One of the best kids' toys way back in the day that got banned. The atomic lab that came with real radiation.
Oh god, no way. Who approved this?
Let me just yeah, this was it. The Gilbert U-238 Atomic Energy Laboratory.
So it's come with yellow cake uranium.
What a cool toy.
Oh god, it actually came with uranium. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the 1950s. They probably didn't know that nuclear exposure made you, not be okay.
Well, they did because it was quickly pulled.
Oh yeah.
I go back to my earlier comment there about I don't like the idea of a nuclear thing strapped to my wrist, but then I think, wasn't the glow-in-the-dark stuff on watches made out of depleted uranium or whatever it was?
Made out of radium, I think, isn't it? Like very, very low intensity radium.
I mean, there are so many radioactive chemicals around us at all times. It's just that most things aren't dangerous.
It's divers' watches. Like the one, not divers, I think they're called divers' watches. They still use radium because it's reliably consistent flow in the dark.
I mean, lithium is still used as an antidepressant, so
Crazy what you can use minerals for.
Well, X-rays are quite dangerous. It's why you can't have too many in a year.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, this has been Radiation Zone on Trek on the Side.
Yes, it has. And I would like to say that Star Trek The Red Alert experience at Universal Fan Feast Nights will be starting on April 25th at Universal Studios in Hollywood. They will host an immersive attraction allowing fans to tour the Enterprise D. The experience includes interactive storytelling, encounters with Starfleet personnel, and a climactic moment on the bridge of the Enterprise D, with its original set saved from Star Trek Picard Season 3.
Wow.
I gotta be honest with you, I was so impressed with how well they rebuilt that set for Picard Season 3.
Carpet.
Yeah. Like, I think when I first saw the fact that they were bringing the Enterprise D back, like, I kind of half expected it. Although I was more leaning towards maybe they're going to bring back the E because it made more sense.
I mean, really, it's not that hard to recreate sets these days.
No, but I'll be honest with you, like, I think there was a moment when I was watching it for the first time and I just felt giddy just seeing something that I have beloved since growing up with Star Trek on the screen again. And it was great.
I mean, I'm not going to Hollywood anytime soon.
Well, either am I. I mean, the costs and all, but...
is it Universal that are opening up a attraction centre in the UK?
Ooh, I heard about that.
Yeah, there was a controversy about it, wasn't there? I think it's going where the Oakwood Park is shutting down, right?
Ah.
I think it's.
I just saw the headline. I didn't click it.
No, Oakwood's got shut down because it's like it doesn't get used. I think it's going in that space.
I just
Okay.
hope it doesn't go the way of many other theme parks that we were supposed to get years and years ago.
Well, I mean, I just hope that Universal might bring some Star Trek attractions to the UK.
It would be nice if they did. I'd definitely go if they did.
Yeah.
At least they used the original bridge from the Enterprise D in Picard, not the Generations one.
No, they rebuilt it from scratch. Like it was there's a documentary you can watch on YouTube that showed the production for it. They had to, because the original one that they used in the Next Generation, I think was
Is
left
it the
to rot.
Enterprise D in Generations? I've wiped
Yes.
that film from memory.
Yes, it is. It's how they blew it up.
Oh, okay. Sorry, that film is just erased from my memory banks
Why?
because it were crap.
On the level of the Bloomin' Space Whales.
I mean, that was far more enjoyable because it was a very feel-good Star Trek episode from the whole film.
How can we compare Generations to Star Trek 4 with the whales? I mean, I think that's the worst one in the whole lot.
I mean,
Look,
it's very
I
Star
mean-
Trek to go back in time and save whales from extinction.
Yeah, I mean, if we didn't have whales, well, I mean, part of the UK would be missing.
Oh, that's boo.
Insert laugh track.
We wouldn't even have Nova.
Well, oh, okay, thanks.
Why were you saying thanks?
You didn't even mention me.
Are you
well,
Welsh?
No, I'm Irish. Yes,
I'm-
Minnow, I'm Welsh.
Yeah, but I mean, that is a good reason to go back in time and get rid of whales.
Funny.
and
And you called me a mini Carrie.
you are a mini Kerry.
Nah. I have friends.
Wow, that's quite the weird flex.
Well, there is another little announcement you get to make in this.
Yeah,
segment
yeah.
of the
You've got
podcast.
to make up your own jingle here.
Do 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 do. No, not do that. So speaking of Kerry Malone, he has recently announced some changes to the moderation structure within Fab. The global moderator role has been retired and replaced with a brand new forum moderator position that is now solely focused on forum duties. The Discord moderators remain in place, and they have had some of their administrative tasks moved to a new role to better align with their positions at Tier 1 CL4 role. A new CL5 role called Lead Moderator has been introduced to manage both teams and handle higher level admin tasks, and applications for this new position are currently open on the vacancy board on the forums.
Yay! Can I apply?
If you want, I'll reject you immediately.
Oh, I already have one rejection on my record since the new system.
What's that for?
What was it? Was it RSO? Can't remember.
Hotel manager.
But yeah, when the new system came out for applications, I submitted one for fun.
Did they know it was you?
Yes. It comes up with the name 3 of 7.
Honestly, I would have expected you to submit it via Archer Boy just to be funny.
Did I have Archer at that point?
Oh, it is like a really old application.
Well, I was recently clued into Archer Boy. I didn't even know the story behind that.
Yeah, I did. It was 2020. Don't know if I made Archer an account in 2020, but there we go.
Was this pre-FEO 3?
No, I'm pretty sure I was in FEO at that point. Archer Boy registered 18th of April. It was 19th of Jan. So yeah, Archer Boy came after that.
At least you have a cat.
I also have one moderator note on record. That's fun.
What did you do?
Well, that's for me to know.
I mean, I could just look.
That's true.
So nosy, Solace.
Oh, it's not like it's my job as the deputy head moderator.
Yeah, it's not like his job as Mini Kerry.
Oh, funny. You just know there's going to be a
Yeah.
million complaints and they're all going to be Kerry Malone in different accounts.
God, I was appointed as president of the UFP in 2016.
Was that when FEO was still all civilian titles?
Yeah.
You've been president since 2015?
16. Yes,
It's been nearly 10 years since you've been head of the UFP. That's crazy.
I know. And, I still keep getting voted in.
I mean, you're the only one that runs.
Did we have the planets still back then? Andoria, Vulcan, Earth, and so on.
I
Counselors.
think those had vanished at that point.
No, I think that was like 2014 that went away, right?
I think so. I became FEO in 2015. So in the space of a year, I got full control. Ha ha ha! Unlimited power.
We definitely need a Palpatine gift there, and if there isn't one, I shall be disappointed.
Nope.
So this is how democracy dies.
With thunderous applause.
Anyway, it's time for the main segment. Woo! Eagles has reiterated no gifts on podcast. So yes, the main segment is we all came up with 3 Star Trek product ideas. So Eagles is now going to edit in a QVC screen. He's not, but I'm going to say he is, so that you now look at the YouTube. A shopping channel. A television commercial.
UFE shopping channel.
You must have seen these things.
I've never actually watched QVC.
Like that, with the crappy phone number at the bottom and the product information on the left.
And
I know all of it.
But you've never seen them where they sit there and they say, this watch is starting at £400, but I've just heard from our producers, we're selling it for £100.
Wow. So, who's going first?
I will. Because...
Shall we do our first product each first?
Yeah, why not?
I don't think Eagles is making this change.
You know,
I want to hear Solace's first before I
Okay.
reveal mine.
I can go first if you want.
No, ladies first.
So, my first is the amazing Sonic Straw. It is, there's no requirement to use muscles to suck up liquid. It can do it for you, saving a lot of trouble. And it has the ability to carbonize liquids for you. So if your drink's gone flat, it's like having a mini soda stream right there. Isn't that great?
I immediately hate it because I use dark mode and I cannot see the text.
Yes, that's because Paint has decided that it's going to copy and paste as a PNG. Transparent.
Is it a Terran Empire Sonic Straw?
I think
No, that red bit symbolizes the department color. So this is a command Sonic Straw or helm.
actually,
whichever.
yeah, little pips on it.
Yeah, it's a lieutenant. Sorry, lieutenant for Kerry.
No, lieutenants, get it right.
Lieutenants. Okay, Eagles, please put lieutenants on the list.
The ants have invaded the podcast.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's actually pretty cool.
It's retailing for 50 slips of gold press platinum.
I mean, 50 slips is not bad. That's like 2 bars. That's like 2 bars of latinum. No, wait, that's more like 10 strips.
I'll let you know the denominations in a minute. I just made something up on the spot. 100 slips make 1 strip. 20 strips make 1 bar. 20 bars make 1 brick.
Isn't there a video where someone broke this down?
No, there's actually a conversion chart. Like someone's actually made a full.
It was mentioned in Deep Space Nine body parts.
Yes. That's 1 million slips.
So it's half a strip of gold press platinum for 1 straw.
Although I do think it's very funny that with the Ferengi is the gold is worthless. It's the liquid inside that it's the valuable part.
I mean, I suppose gold is worthless for most spacefaring races because gold is very plentiful in the universe.
And I only have Armada 2 to base this on, but Latinum's from nebulas, right?
No, it can be mined on planets apparently. It's a liquid. It's a liquid form thing. Actually, I don't know. Could it be?
I thought it was a gas, maybe, that turns into a liquid. But, you
Maybe.
know, me and chemistry don't get along.
That's a mine latinum.
Okay, Google. How to mine latinum. Okay, here's what I found on the web for you. Okay, so now I've set the benchmark. Who's next?
Well, I'm thoroughly going to lower that bar that you have set so high.
That's okay. When we did our 3x3s in the other podcast, the bar got lowered.
Well, I was I was thinking about interesting ways you could trackify kind of existing products in a way, and those like self-heating mugs that you can get, or the ones that self-stir. I was thinking you could style one of those in the style of a warp core, and like as it gets hotter, it makes the sound of like a warp core running at warp speed, so it just goes faster and faster and faster the hotter it gets. And then it tells you something, and like it does something like maximum warp reach when it's fully hot.
I could use something like that. That's one of my biggest pet peeves when I wake up in the morning with my coffee cup, is it gets cold far too quick.
Yeah, so it's got like a heated mug, but like you could definitely Trekify it. That'd be cool.
But then I wonder, if I was in the Star Trek universe, I'd probably just point a phaser at my cup of coffee and heat it up that way.
See, I don't like my coffee really hot. Probably maximum warp 6.
Yeah, you just like speak into it and you just set it like to a warp factor based on how hot you want it.
That's what I was imagining in my head as you were talking.
It burns your skin off. I want it at trans warp speed.
Yeah, you want it at warp 10, it turns into a weird lizard creature.
Oh god, no. No, you do it. It turns from coffee to tea.
No, I quite like it. I want my coffee at warp 6.
Well, I mean, you can also say there's coffee in that nebula as you said it as well.
I'm sorry, I cannot find coffee in that nebula.
Solace, I'm just going to branch off your idea because I think it's going to play in pretty well with one of mine. You said warp core style coffee here, and I came up with warp core style lava lamp with LCD alarm for your bed.
That's actually kind of cool.
But you could integrate the two and get a combo package. I mean, I suppose you could charge separately.
Oh, so we've just heard from our producers, we're now doing it as a combo package.
And we're also giving you a 12% discount. Get those phone lines ringing, people.
And then I just thought, because a lava lamp looking like a warp core would be pretty cool, and then it could come in different variants of the different styles of cores that we saw in the show.
I mean, yeah, you could, because you make it work, because like a lava lamp is very slow as it's heating up, right? And it gets faster the hotter it gets, so...
Oh, and then it could like go crazy when it reaches max speed. Like, what was the episode with the alien guy who phased out and made the ship jump to another galaxy?
The Traveler.
Yeah, the Traveler. You saw the core just go absolutely nuts, like it was a nightclub.
Where no one has gone before. Sorry, I have an eidetic memory for Star Trek episode.
There are quite a few people. My go-to person, though, is somebody who's not very active in the UFP anymore. But if I'm thinking of an episode I want to watch, I just vaguely describe it to him, and he always seems to know.
Our brother used to do that with me, with Voyager. Just describe bits of it, and I'd know which one he was talking about.
I think I can now do that with most Has Been Hotel songs.
Please do.
I'll be down for a has-been sing-along. Let's go.
No, I don't want there to be a war crimes arrest warrant out for me. Fun fact about lava lamps, they are true random.
Really?
Yep. That is your lava lamp fact of the day.
Let's make that a segment. Lava lamp fact of 307.
It's probably old technology, though. I can't remember the last time I saw a lava lamp.
Oh, it is very old technology.
I mean, they were around in like, what, the 60s, right?
Yeah. Probably even before that, really, just not as consumer products.
I was having a discussion about like old products recently with some friends. I don't know if anyone remembers those little aliens you could get in the goo. You used to like get them down the waterfronts usually, or the beach.
Oh, you throw them on the ceiling.
And they stick to the ceiling, but they'd come like sometimes they come like a little baby as well. Those little
You could
like
also get them from the post office.
Yeah, I remember those.
Get them from Poundland when everything was a pound.
Or Hyper Value if you had one nib.
I sat there with the anticipation of just waiting for it to fall.
Let's be fair, they still have those kind of toys now.
They actually, yeah, I just remember them because I used to have them all the time. I used to stick them to my wall, and my mother would go ballistic, so I would just leave it stuck to the wall.
But product number 2. Duh. Here is mine. Dabo, the board game. It's a very portable Dabo table. It's no longer rigged. You can take it on those boring away missions with you, and the first 500 are signed by Rom, allegedly. That'll set you back 10 strips of gold press platinum.
I'll give you 8.
11.
I feel so ashamed that you've taken the time to do the artwork on these.
I mean, my artwork is amazing.
I mean, that's a pretty cool board. Like, I would, if I saw that on a shelf, I'd probably buy it.
I like doing stupid artwork. I used to do all sorts of stupid things when I ran a Cyberpunk Red campaign.
Dabo's just Star Trek roulette, isn't it?
Effectively, yeah.
No, it's in Tongo. Isn't Tongo for that?
No, Tongo is the one with a bit more strategy to it, isn't it?
Risk? Oh, it might be. Oh, yeah, okay. It's the different one. It's the buy and acquire one, isn't it?
Maybe it's like Monopoly.
No,
Yeah,
not really.
Tongo's more like Monopoly and Risk. Fizzbin.
Wasn't Fizzbin like made up? And they
Yeah.
made it the thing because it was just totally made up on the spot, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There's like a whole there's a rabbit hole for that.
So, Dabo the board game is my second product. Who's buying?
I've already ordered 3.
Oh, okay.
I think it'll make a great coffee mug holder. You know, something to put my mug on instead of my desk. Not get rings on my table.
You could try something called a mat.
Unfortunately, that is a unsanctioned use for Dabo the board game and does not covered under the warranty.
There is no warranty with it.
Well, don't tell
All
them
sales are final. So, Solace, your second product.
Well, I was thinking about ways that you could sort of. I'm thinking like real world applications for this stuff. I know there's like some progress being made to them actually existing, but there's been like specially, like when in TNG when they were healing the guy who was evolving, and they gave him those like stimulating pads to help him walk. Like
Transfigurations episode.
That guy, yeah, and they gave him like, and they also gave him to Worf at one point to like make him walk when he broke his spine. Those things.
Yeah.
I was thinking like, I wonder how whether or not you could actually make that technology work, or whether it exists in any kind of modern.
Yes. Sort of. We've got things like that work somewhat like that now, where you can stimulate the nerves.
Kind of like this is a mini defibrillator, electric shock.
Not sort of. It sends electric current through nerves. There's also been progress made on limbs that can connect with the brain.
Mm.
If anyone ever learned anything about the Battle Angel Alita film, they made 1 or 2 special arms for people who needed them. There's a whole company that helped produce the film, from what I remember.
I know there's been some serious medical advances. I think there was something I saw. I don't know how. I can't remember where I saw it. It was a couple of years ago at this point. It was something to do with like being able to feel a prosthetic limb.
Yeah, that's been coming on as well.
Yeah, I saw a video of someone who had like, it was like a fully metal like arm, because of what they were using to do it, but like it wirelessly transmitted the sensations to a chip on the brain. The brain then processed that information into what it understands as feeling. I was like, wow. And that was like, I think probably 6 years ago I saw that maybe.
I've linked the arm I'm talking about. It's something from Open Bionics, something called the Hero Arm, which adds multi-grip functionality and added the aesthetics.
I was thinking Iron Man the first moment I saw that.
Yeah, the Iron Man thing is one of the covers you can get for it.
Well, I mean, don't forget that Tony Stark built that in a cave out of spare parts, so.
There. So, yeah.
And I started wondering how long would it be before someone attached a gun to it.
I mean, it's probably already happened. You just don't know about it, right?
So, yeah, so your product is some form of muscle stimulator device.
Yeah, basically. I'm just trying to think of like actual real applications for Star Trek inspired stuff.
I mean, I was just thinking, couldn't we pay $12.99 out of Avon and get a muscle massager?
I don't think that's going to help stimulate nerves, to be fair.
Wait, what one?
An Avon muscle stimulator massager.
No, that wouldn't work.
I have no idea if Avon even do it. I mean, you could say maybe Tebow, but I wouldn't want to trust
I'm pretty
it.
sure Avon do have them.
I mean, like, honestly, if it's Avon, it's probably such a bad knockoff, it'd probably kill you.
Nah, Avon's alright. Mostly for makeup and things, but, you know. Anyway, so what's your second product, Minnow? Raydor.
Well, it doesn't have a real-world application. I mean, I was trying to come up with things like useless junk that I would buy that, you know, would bring me some sort of joy. And I I was kind of thinking about like a cook and grow book, with Neelix and Tuvok on it. I was wanting to combine the two because at first I thought, what would a Leola root stock cube taste like? And I've kind of formulated a thought in my head of what that might be. And then I was thinking back to Tuvok with his horticultural skills. I was sitting thinking, what if you could just combine the two into one book where Tuvok grows and Neelix cooks? Now this stock cube idea, I don't even want to mention. It's thinking about this Leola root stock cube. I wonder if it would taste like reggy spice with, begins with a T. The chemical that's in chestnuts that you have to boil out because it's bitter.
Turmeric?
Could be. To Google it, 'cause I really should have done some pre-planning on the Googling of the word. Tannin, I think it is. It's what it's saying here. Tannins.
Tannins? Oh, okay. You find that in wine.
Isn't tannins like a mineral?
Yeah, so my third product is just a rather boring cookbook with growing in it.
Honestly,
Okay.
that'd be kind of cool. Like, if you think about people that are trying to eat healthy, you could like have a homegrown, like you wanted homegrown tomatoes. There you go. You've got a recipe for it. Then you've got recipes for things you can do with tomatoes.
True. And then I was kind of my afterthought. I was thinking, okay, what else would I fill this cookbook with? And then I was thinking back to a later episode. I actually think it's the last one, Voyager, where they talk about one of the bullying crew who wanted to do things like chicken warp core I can't even say.
Oh, red alert chili.
Yeah, red alert chili.
Crewman Chell. Chicken for Don Bleu, I think it was, wasn't it?
How to make the perfect chocolate mousse with Deanna Troi.
That would be sick. Because it'd be real chocolate, right?
Multiple chocolates if it was done by her, though.
Swiss chocolate?
I mean, come on, the count.
Belgian chocolate?
French chocolate?
French don't make chocolate.
They do. You ever had a pan au chocolat?
I have.
Yes, but that's a pastry.
It's got chocolate on it.
Right. Moving swiftly forwards to my third and final product, which I know everybody's been waiting for. Vulcan ear devices. Gives real-time input on what a logical response should be to a given question or task. Comes in all skin tones except Andorian blue. And makes you look more smart. Vulcan ear devices. 3 bars of gold press platinum.
I don't even know where to start.
Yeah, I don't either. Like, on one hand, it's genius, but it's also like, hey, you're cutting out the Andorians out of the market. Come on.
I mean, it's just an issue with the product at the moment. They're working on it. I mean, they can get them in colours, they just can't get them in the blue skin tone.
Could you maybe attach, like, stereo mini speakers on the inside and double it up with music playing?
I'm sure you could.
So these are basically beats by...
by 3.
I mean, Andorians might be able to go with Bolian blue.
Andorians are known for very much being stubborn, so no.
Is it compatible with Bajoran earrings? Yeah, those.
Yes.
What about ball game plants? Because those are tough to remove.
Yes, but they'll work with most Borg. Unlikely that a Borg would need them due to having logical responses of their own.
Okay.
So yeah, coming to all good Apple stores near you.
I'm not buying it. It's an Apple product. Nope, you just talked me out of a sale.
Haters gonna hate.
No, because it'd be too expensive.
That's okay. I'm sure there'll be an Android version soon.
No, there'll be a knockoff version. You mean?
No, that'd be a Temu version.
Vulcan in brackets.
Vulcan.
I'm just thinking here.
Okay.
Could we just to branch to my third one, because your Vulcan ear devices kind of work with my third one. I was
Right.
thinking, how could we implement the universal translator?
Well, hold on to that thought because it's Solace to go before you.
No, he's happy to...
No. We've got an order here now.
Oh, an order.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Put me on the spot.
Well, you should have done this before. It was your homework.
I did do it. And my dog ate it, so sorry.
Can't get the guests these days.
No, truth is, I honestly could not find Like, I think the first one I came up with was my first one, and then I just completely drew like 2 blanks, and I was like, because I thought you wanted serious product ideas.
Well, it was open to interpretation. I
Yeah.
went with my interpretation, which was completely left field.
Right. Okay. Well, I suppose if I were to totally make up a Star Trek themed product, I think it would be a rather interesting take on Chutes and Ladders, but except it's called Wormholes and Wormholes. Every space is a wormhole, and you end up at a random square. You can end up going forward, backward. You could loop around. Who knows?
Yeah, okay. It's an idea.
It's an idea. It's a terrible one.
It's awful.
But one of them, here's the kicker, one of them is a stable wormhole that guaranteed to make you take you to the end tile and make you win.
It sounds almost as annoying as Uno.
Okay, for you entered an unstable wormhole, you ended up back in time, go back to the start.
I'm ashamed to say I have never played Uno.
Don't.
Honestly, if you play Uno and someone tells you that the stacking +4 rule is not real, they are lying to you. Even the developers of the game are lying to you.
Just don't play Uno. If you value your sanity, your friendships, your sanity, don't play Uno. Play Monopoly instead.
I cheated the last time I played Monopoly.
Yeah, I
Good.
bet you would.
As you should.
Yeah, I decided to use the photocopier.
What?
I just photocopied and printed out a couple of hundreds and stashed them up my t-shirt.
Why? Why not just always insist on being the banker and then accidentally slip yourself an extra 100?
Oh man,
That's a much better way of cheating. Or
if
you
into it.
you shuffle the chance card so that you get the get out of jail free card. You you double count to get to the space that you want.
I would like to take a break in this advertisement from 307 to say that the Trek on Site podcast does not endorse cheating in any shape or form. Please don't cheat, kids.
I just wish to state for the record that you should indeed cheat at board games because it is the best way, and that is the official Trek on the Side stance.
Gamble responsibly.
Ambulaware.org. Paid for by Quark.
I mean, who's gambling at Monopoly? Please don't gamble on Monopoly, that's stupid. Just cheat at it instead. Thank you. Over to you, Minnow, with your idea.
I'm changing my idea now because Solace has inspired me to go for this silly one.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm totally changing.
Mine was silly. No, mine was just a load of spaghetti that I placed on the middle of the table and said, this is my idea.
Well, let me put my spaghetti on the table with the bad one then. Bajoran tissue paper.
Okay, explain.
Yeah, elaborate.
I thought, I was standing in the shower earlier, I was thinking, that would be a great product geared towards mothers.
Is it blessed by the prophets? Is like every bit blessed by the prophets? Like what?
No, I was just thinking because of the whole, they sneeze like crazy when they're pregnant.
I don't carry around Luro when I need to sneeze.
I mean, you carry around tissue packets.
Yeah, but not Luro.
Those little tissue packets.
No, honestly, I would.
He did say tissue paper,
Oh, okay, fair.
not loo roll, not Bajoran loo roll.
And that's me translating, because in Scotland we would say bog.
Yeah, like Bajoran Pog Roll, the BPR.
So, okay, well, I think my vote for least favourite goes to Solace, as is Wormholes and Wormholes. Which was your least favourite, Solace?
Well, honestly, I'm going to self-vote because it was just a pile of spaghetti that was uncooked.
Okay, and Minnow, what was your least favourite?
Mine with the tissue paper, because I really am ashamed of that.
Fair. So Solace officially wins the worst product idea.
I think we need to have a gif of wet noodles or wet spaghetti on the podcast.
What was your favourite idea, Minnow?
The warp core heat thing from my coffee cup.
Okay, Solace, what was your favourite?
I honestly quite like the Vulcan ear devices because they sound like they could have genuinely useful applications.
And see, this is why I am a master of board games, because I can now cheat and say, oh yeah, Vulcan ear devices, that was my favourite. Oh, look at that, I win.
I do have to agree with the Vulcan ear devices. There are loads of applications for it.
Once again, the Check on Side podcast does not condone cheating in any form.
Yes, we do. Cheating is the best way to play games. Thank you. And that has been our main segment on Trek on the Side, the official ufplanets.com podcast. I'm trying to make sure I say that enough. Now, we head to General Division News. So, first up, Ghostlol has provided an update on recent changes within the roleplay division. A major forum cleanup has been completed, with creative writing now more visible and easier to access. A new story launched on April the 7th, closing the current interlude, and with it comes a hybrid format encouraging players to write their own side stories alongside the main plot. If you ever wanted to join the storyline and the roleplay division, now is the best time to do so.
Actually, I thought it was a really clever initiative from the RPD guys. Yeah, a really good way to get people involved with the roleplay stuff.
Launching it on April the 1st was weird.
Yeah, my first thought was it was maybe a joke.
Yeah,
Sounds really bad.
the timing
Never-
was probably a little off, right?
Never announce something on April 1st. Ugh. Alright, go on, Mini Kerry.
Oh, it's me. I'm the mini carrier, right? I forgot. Well, so the Starfleet Personnel Office, or SPO for short, has officially formed its first command team. Hayalo now is the Engagement XO, and our other esteemed host, Medu
Mildew.
Minnow Raydor, is the Recruitment XO. Congratulations. Speaking of which, Minnow will now talk a bit about it.
We're going to circle back to that mildew in a minute.
Okay.
It's brilliant, even.
Oh, hello. Minnow here.
I love these paragraphs you got to read.
SPO is still on the lookout for people who can really put their best foot forward when they're out in public, folks who can represent the community in a warm and welcoming way. Since we're a newly formed division, we're also hoping to find people who are up to brainstorming with us, coming up with ideas and being part of a bigger team. Every now and then we do need that think tank energy too, and I definitely value anybody who can bring think tank energy to us. We just put out our first Around the Community segment this month. It covers news and recent topics we think you would find useful here in the community. We've also been seeing a steady influx of new members joining, and we really value everyone who's been helping welcome them as they take their first steps here in the UFP. If you think you'd be a good fit for the team that helps create that friendly, supportive vibe, please don't hesitate to message hello. On my end, recruitment has been a bit slow, and I've been trying to wrap my head around everything that's going on out there. That said, I do want to mention that our recent experience on Reddit was a really positive one, that I have taken away a few points that help let me see what it's like out there in the recruiting world. Great interactions from our Division XO, Jester Smith, as always, out in the public. If you feel like you've got something to offer when it comes to interactions, whether it's Reddit, community games, or social media, we would love to hear from you. If you're one of our older members, don't forget to check in every now and then. We really love hearing from you, whether it's just to say hi or to share what adventures you've been up to, whatever those may be.
Oh, thank you, Minnow. That's
Thank you.
very informative. Yeah. I'd also like to just jump in here, following on from that, by offering congratulations to John Matthews and Tim Verbesselt, who have also joined the Starfleet Personnel Office as engagement officers and recruitment guides, respectively.
Good. And as Starfleet Academy transitions out, Solace will be stepping up as acting CEO while SPO begins to take over new recruit operations.
We look forward to the challenge ahead.
Very challenging.
I'd also like to take this opportunity to say that Tim Verbesselt has also stepped up as our quartermaster for Star Trek Online, supporting our in-game fleet resources. Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations, Tim. Nice to see you getting back into the swing of things. And also we have a new member as well. Valerian has recently been appointed as one of the Star Trek Online Division's personnel officers, will be responsible for managing fleet projects. So welcome aboard.
Yay! And finally, Silek has rejoined the Federation News Service as a staff writer. We're looking forward for more of his insightful articles. He has posted 2 articles in the past month and one more recently about Oblivion. One of his others was on Jonathan Frakes' recent Star Trek Academy news, and Warlord has also posted a review of 2 Point Museum, a great game.
I've seen Nova play that a lot lately.
Yeah, it's quite a fun game. So, that wraps up the general division news.
Yeah.
And now we come to subscriber questions. Whoa.
Mr. Speaker, please keep control of the house.
Order! Order!
Order.
Order!
Anyway, first question from Mizui. What inspired you to become part of this community?
First week.
Yeah? Yeah?
You have an order.
I'm not going first. I've just asked the question.
All right, so
You
let's
expect me to talk to myself?
Oh,
That's
suddenly
the-
we don't like the order.
Let's be annoying and reverse the order. Starting with Minnow then.
Yeah. Go on then.
Oh, let me tackle it with my first quick thing. I think it's the people. I would also go on to say that there's one thing that we are of no shortage on. It's community character. I mean, we've been here a very long time, some more than others. Very many renditions over the years, but yeah, the character of the place just changes, just gets more funnier as time goes on. There's really nowhere else to be.
And what keeps you rooted here?
People. Definitely the people. The connections that we make as we are out there playing games, working together.
It's all about the friends we made along the way.
It sounds rather sappy, but it is definitely the people. I mean, there's really nowhere else I'd rather be with other than with Nova and Jester. I mean,
Oh, okay.
not singling them two out specifically, and just saying they're a pleasure to work for. Wow, I feel like I'm digging a hole.
Dig up, stupid! Okay, Solace. Excuse me.
Well, I've been in the community for going on 13 years at this point. When I first joined, I was playing a lot of Star Trek Online. So my main motivation was joining an active fleet, and I found UFP. And so that was basically how I got here. But over the time I've been here, I've really gone to enjoy what everything this community has come to offer. I've seen it go through many sort of phases and transitions. People have come and gone. I've done a lot of things around the community. And I think at this point, I'm just here mainly despite Kerry, just because I know he hates me being here, and I feel good about it. So that's the main reason I stay these days. Not really.
Good. And for me, I was playing a lot of Stowe. I was in a Star Trek Online fleet at one point, can't remember the name, and that collapsed at some point. I stopped playing for a while, then I was looking for a new one. And the UFP had a nice looking website that drew me straight in. And then I started volunteering with things, and then I ended up running the place.
Is that the old website with the big chunky signatures?
Yeah.
God, I remember was it you three still had some of the OG ones, the newer?
Yeah. I still
Mouse.
have some of those.
Some of the original signatures were whack.
I liked them.
Maybe we could do a retro futuristic theme, something once, and just bring back old sig styles.
April
Great
1st has
work.
been there. We need a new signature type that has some of that character back.
Yeah, but that means I'd have to design it, and then I don't want to.
Yeah.
I already do enough paperwork. Don't let me do more, please.
You like doing paperwork, really. But what keeps me rooted in the UFP? Running it keeps me rooted.
It's power.
Absolute
Right?
power. Unlimited power.
I could see 3 just standing in front of the community, just saying, "I love democracy."
I picture it's like King Bob just dropping the mic.
Ah, yes, Eagles has an old signature. His Ensign Eagles, Starfleet Reserves Officer.
And Ensign Eagles G.
Eagles.
I mean, other than being chunky, they were nice for the time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they were very nice.
I remember at one point, some people didn't play a lot of Stowe, or so they were using Blender to make characters and images for people. Some of them had really badly made Blender images. It was quite funny.
Generally, it was making characters for people. But anyway, who wants to read the second question? I guess I'll read the second question as well. John Matthews asks, what is your favourite Star Trek game, Stowe excluded?
Oh, OG Elite Force, yes. I actually played that when they re-released it on GOG, and honestly, it's so good. But I think my all-time non-favorite one has to be Star Trek Fleet Command. It was just like the first one I ever played, and it's just how special to me.
This is so easy for me. Bridge Commander. So easy.
You know, Bridge Commander, I've actually bought all those old games on GOG, and I remember just reloaded the Kobayashi Maru mod for Bridge Commander recently.
I've been tempted to get it on GOG because of the YouTube videos that have been popping up with the mods. Nostalgia.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'd honestly do it because, like, the fact that those games are able to even run on modern systems is cool.
And as much as I loved Bridge Commander, I loved it even more when we were playing it back in reserves.
You know, I don't know if you guys remember the guys who made the mod for Sins of Solar Empire Armada 3.
Still play that.
Yeah, so they recently announced that they are making an Armada 4 for Sins of Solar Empire 2, and I'll drop a link for us here, but they have been doing showcases of some of the stuff they've been working on, and one of the things that they've recently been able to add, thanks to the newer engine for Sins of Solar Empire, is that ships have dynamic detonations when they explode, like anything that does, and it leaves hulks in space. And there was just something about watching the remnants of a Dominion and Starfleet fleet blow each other to pieces and just watching the remnants of it just floating above a planet.
Their cinematic for the 4 Years War mod they made for Sins of a Solar Empire is fantastic. The intro video.
Oh, the Federation, where they did the was it Federation Early Years? What it was called?
Yeah, the Romulan. Yeah, but the Klingons early and the Romulans early. I think it was like post Enterprise, pre TOS.
Yeah, I know what you're on about.
I'm thinking of the worst option to pick, and I think I'm going to go with Star Trek Infinite. Yep.
No.
Amazing game, that. Oh, that's my favourite Star Trek game that isn't STO. Yep.
No, 3, this is an even worse one you could pick. Star Trek Generations, the DVD video game.
No, I'd rather play that.
I suppose my biggest problem with Infinite was that I didn't understand why we needed it when there was a mod that did the same thing better.
Actually, did anybody ever play, or was it Star Trek Borg, where they had like the real life actors, like John Delancey, like narrating the game for you in cutscenes? Like, I actually played that because it came on DVD games that you could play, and you would just use the remote to do stuff. But I remember it came with like one of my old Voyager VHSs.
Don't know what the first Star Trek game I played was. Can anyone guess?
Not a clue.
Honor Guard.
Really?
Mm.
I also enjoyed that Shattered Universe on PlayStation 2 with Sulu.
So, final question is from Gostlol. What is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow?
The important question to ask it. Is it carrying coconuts?
I think it's the same reply as that, how long is a piece of string? As long as my teeth and as long as my nose, it's something I'll never know.
It is roughly 20 miles per hour. There you go.
Well, the obvious answer is, I don't know that.
Great, well, thank you for your questions. Very enlightening, and thank you for listening. That's all we have time for on this episode of Trek on the Side, the ufplanets.com podcast. Thank you for joining us. If you have your own Star Trek product ideas, head over to the forums and share them. You can draw pretty pictures like me, and not the two guests I had on who may or may not have rushed their homework today. We'd love to see what you can come up with. A quick note, there won't be a podcast next month as we prepare the Junior FPAC. But we'll be back the following month with more Trek Talk and community news. And that's all from me as 3 of 7 until we read out our supporters.
And that's all from me, Solace.
I have nothing else to add that I think our listeners want to hear.
Great, so let's head over to our great supporters, starting with Gold. We have Edders, we've got Bridger, we've got Brit Surfer, we've got Chi, we've got Daily Dose of Sam, we've got Eagles G, we've got Fensmith, we've got Hectu, we've got Kusaku, we've got Legate Imperator, we've got Morris, we've got Warlord, we've got Zante, and we've got Zach.
One of our silver subscribers is Mazui, and our bronze subscribers, we have Des, Foster, John Tnex2, Miles, Nikama, Selek, and Von Luden.
For our server boosters, we have Bridger, Daily Dose of Sam, Gostul, Jammers, 195, Jester Smith, Koala, myself, Stormy, Sunfire, and 3 of 7.
Product placement.
I'm
Yes,
so sorry
John.
it got Gostul there. I'm probably butchering his name.
Aw.
No, you pronounce it Goslool, but you drag out the
Goslol.
Well, we could circle back to me, and I'll just say mildew.
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 That's really nice.
Mildew Raydor. So, thank you everybody for supporting the UFP, and thank you for listening. And that's all we've got time for. Farewell.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.